XRP and gold play a role. We're going to be talking about the new financial system, nation states moving towards asset-backed currencies in the United States. What are we going to do? We're going to back it with Bitcoin. Trump says we shouldn't sell. RFK says we need to buy until we have 4 million. Kamala wants to do a crypto reset. We're still waiting for the crypto policies. But in the meantime, we're watching gold absolutely rip, sending the signal that obviously there's still wars going on. There's much tension here in the United States of America. We're already seeing them board it up in Chicago. And we have recession fears still present unless you want to just tune into CNBC, put on the blinders, and have a good life, which, you know, I do too. I wish it was that easy. But this is why we're breaking it down on a daily basis for you guys. If you appreciate what we're doing, please make sure that you like all of our videos. Help me out by sharing it out far and wide. And everything can be found at ZachRector.com. I want to start off by showing you this gold chart, which is absolutely beautiful. And I apologize because in my most recent update, where I revisited the 589 theory for XRP, when I was showing the gold chart, I actually wasn't on that. I was on my end screen instead of showing you guys the charts. I apologize for that. You need to see this thing. This is a beautiful chart. This is gold, as I said here, hitting another triple tap before moving to a new all-time high. Now, what's interesting about this one is just how quickly this move has been made. If we zoom out on this chart, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of perspective here on what gold has been doing going back all the way to 2020. See, back in 2020, and we'll get a little bit better perspective here. Back in 2020 was the first time that we broke back above 2000. New reality has been entered. We did it again in March of 2022. We did it again in May of 23. And then from there, we did the final passing through. After we did a triple top, we blasted through and we went above 2100 for the first time ever. And this is in US dollar terms. In other currencies, gold has already been trading against those at a new all-time high. Against the US dollar, the cleanest shirt in the closet, it took a minute, but we finally did it, breaking up into a new all-time high. And then when we look in here at the chart that I was just showing you guys to start, that triple tap way up here, just how quickly this was compared to this long, drawn-out triple tap that we got for gold. This is a triple, I keep on calling it a triple tap, triple top, right? And same thing, top, tap, we're tapping these levels, finally break through. We did it very quickly right here. I mean, look at that. It took 2 years here, and then it took another year before we did it again. And then it took us another 6 months, 7 months before we started to climb back up. And we started to rip through. We broke above 2100, broke above 2200 finally. And then we had this support around 2300. We back tested this one a few times, and then we continued back up. So gold showing incredible strength and sending the signal, the warning, that it's not looking pretty out there. The only thing that's looking pretty right now has been the stock market, right? As it's recovered from the Japan carry trade unwind. And one thing that I want to note is that gold did have a pullback when the Japan carry trade unwind began last Monday. Now we've seen it recover when the dust settled, gold started to rip once again. We are also watching XRP, and I wanted to talk about the real strategic assets that the United States government has and the potential that we have here to save the US dollar, to show strength on the world stage, and to be respected on the world stage, not just as a country, but also with our currency. So here are the strategic reserves. Now, obviously the Bitcoin bros think we need to stack up Bitcoin. Sure, okay. I'll let them tell that story. That's fine. We've already confiscated some of it. There's probably smarter financial advisors that can come up with a plan for what to do with that Bitcoin. Whatever. But for me, you guys know I like XRP. And I believe that at the end of the day, the only way out is inflation, and the only way out is to reset it and revalue it and repeg it to real value. We need to repeg our currency back to real money. And I think that we have multiple strategic reserves. We've seen Biden drain one of them, which is our oil. Strategic Petroleum Reserve has been drained by Biden. And I believe that they've done that to keep prices down. But once again, inflation's still running hot. All these concerns, this has caused gold to go. XRP still suppressed. But here's the list. We need a strategic reserve of XRP. We need assets that we can ride up. Gold, Rosie Rios told us that we already have it. Rosie Rios confirmed that the gold is in the vault. I'll take her word on it. I'd like to be able to verify that, but I'll take her word on it for now. After Rosie Rios confirmed that we have the gold, issued the last iteration of the currency, that's also what she did, then she went to the board of directors at Ripple. This thing comes full circle because XRP needs to be added as a strategic reserve asset along with the use of the US dollar stablecoins. This is what's going to be saving the US dollar. Circle's already in the lead along with Tether. I've talked about this in the past, and in some recent videos, I've actually given a prediction that the Ripple stablecoin will surpass Tether and Circle. But the overall stablecoin space is set to grow. And you guys heard Trump at Bitcoin Nashville very simply stating stablecoins are the key to expanding US dollar dominance. So our strategic reserves, XRP, gold, and other commodities, oil, gas, we got land, we got timber, other commodities of value in the United States of America. We have a lot of good stuff. US dollar liquidity is what we need to maintain. And we're going to be able to do that in the use of the US dollar as a reserve by the stablecoin adoption and expansion. And we need to move ASAP. Chucky Schumer just came out and he promised us legislation by the end of this year. I'm not holding my breath, but it already should be done. But I'm glad that we're at least having the conversation on both sides of the aisle. Let's not play politics. Let's get something done. And it's the only chance that we have. As an American, this is why I've been saying it's terrible the damage is done to the XRP community by the SEC, an agency that's arbitrary, capricious, with an unfaithful allegiance to the law, that's been caught adding fake evidence, literally fabricating evidence in the debt box case and being sanctioned by the court. This is our regulator who we've had to expose, but this is why XRP needs to be considered in a unique position, a better Bitcoin, more utility. We can actually get something done, but then the match made in heaven, the partnership with our U.S. government and Ripple and other stablecoin issuers, this is where the Fed's no longer really the only show in town. We have Circle, we have Tether. This is why they've allowed that fraud to go on, is because it expands U.S. dollar dominance. But now there's a new kid on the block, and it just so happens to be an institution that's acquired a trust company in New York, that's Ripple, still making acquisitions during the bear market, not slowing down in the slightest. And this is how we save America. This is why I've been saying, as an American, this is what I want us to do. This is why I've been sounding the alarm. I've been speaking out on this. I think that gold's a great asset to keep as a strategic reserve. Gold and other commodities. We have a lot more commodities that we should be getting at. Right. And this is the problem, is that we have mismanagement from the top down, the average person getting squeezed out by inflation, and the average person just trying to stack some of these assets to survive. Well, the US government needs to do the same thing because we're 35 trillion in debt. The deficit continues to expand. We have over 100 trillion in unfunded liabilities. The only way out is to print. And eventually we have to stop and we have to reset. We have to restructure. We have to revalue. How do you do it? You stack and accumulate assets behind closed doors before you're ready to do a new Bretton Woods. And when you're ready to do a new Bretton Woods, you come to the table with Rosie Rios, Ripple, Trump, Steve Mnuchin, and you sit down and you say, okay, here's some gold, here's some oil, here's some natural. I mean, you heard what Trump's saying he's going to do on the energy. This is a real plan. Gold, commodities, you set us free. Provide liquidity through DLT technology. And then the stablecoins is key to expanding US dollar dominance. Circle, Tether. Will Tether make it through regulations? Doesn't matter because you have Circle, Ripple, and other legitimate issuers that will. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about the strategic reserves of XRP, gold, other commodities, and then our stablecoin dominance. We got to do it. We got to do a deal now. Chucky Schumer says it's going to be done by the end of the year. Has to be done. Has to be done right away. Or we're going to continue losing our reserve currency status. We're going to lose our way of life. And it's almost as if the enemy wants to strip out the opportunity that we had here in America that made this country so great to begin with. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you appreciate this update. Please make sure to like this video. Help me out by sharing it out far and wide. ZachRector.com for the resources. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.